Hey, math teacher, what if you could plan your entire finals review in under 30 minutes a week? I'm Kristen Moore, your host here on the Modern Math Teacher Podcast, and I'm here to remind you that you, my friend, can do hard things. And today we're talking about how to prep for the end of the year because it is just around the corner. Even when the days are feeling long, we know that the end of the year is rapidly approaching, and we've got to find a way to review all those key concepts we've covered this year without boring our students or ourselves to death. And we can do that. All right. First of all, let's talk final review. May is wild, right? And final exam prep often becomes a giant packet of problems, a lecture marathon, or just complete chaos. But it doesn't have to be overwhelming for you or your students. Here's what I always keep in mind when I'm planning for review. Remember that this is a refresh, not a reteach. You do not need to be lecturing, going over every single concept that you have covered this year. You just need to highlight some of the important aspects and find creative ways for your students to engage with those materials again to refresh themselves and say, oh, yeah, I do know what it means to be compounded continuously. I do know what formula that is, or I do remember what quarterly means. That means it's going to be n equals 4. Okay. So this is a refresh, not a reteach. Full permission to not lecture every single day of review. You do not need to lecture and reteach these concepts. You are just refreshing them and giving your students an opportunity to refresh themselves in rich and meaningful activities. Okay. So no lecturing. We're done with that. We're done. We're not reteaching. We're refreshing. Okay. Now that's out of the way. I want you to give yourself 1 day per topic that you taught. So I have taught, we taught probability, we taught exponential and logarithmic functions, we taught trig, and we are finishing up sequences. Since sequences is last, I'm not going to review it. We literally are doing that right now while I'm recording, so they don't need a day to review it before finals. So that means I need 3 days to review before my finals, one for each of those topics that we talked about, okay? And I'm going to pull activities like task cards, review stations, choice boards, digital tools that are going to make this quick, easy, and engaging for the students. And bonus tip, when you're keeping this like collaborative, that's going to let students benefit from the knowledge of themselves and their classmates and keeps that like knowledge mobility alive and well in your classroom. Plus, on top of that, I will, of course, give them a full review, whether it's paper or digital. Mine's going to be digital using the Delta Math system. Students can work on that over the course of the week independently for their own practice to review and refresh specific concepts. Plus, it's got the built in videos. So if they need a quick reteach, the video can reteach them. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to help make sure that they are refreshed in all of their knowledge. Okay. And then, so like this kind of a structure is really going to help give them support and independence. It is especially great for self-paced students or students who are just like, not everyone needs the same amount of refresh on everything, just like not everyone needs the same amount of teaching on every concept. So this is going to be great for you and your students, keeping things balanced and engaging while making sure that they're still getting the rigorous support that they need. Okay. So let's talk about one activity you could do, which is review stations to get your students up and moving. Why I think stations work really well for review is that it breaks the content into digestible chunks. Each station can be a different chunk, a different topic, key concept from the unit that you're reviewing. It also encourages movement and collaboration. Our kids are antsy and they are chatty this time of year, so that just capitalizes on both of those. And it feels less overwhelming for your students and less exhausting for you. They're just going to travel station to station, do a different kind of activity, get a little refresh, go, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I remember that. And you don't have to grade it. Yep. Full stop. You don't have to grade it. You can stamp it if you want, but you don't have to grade that. Okay. You can build these fast using AI and like, for example, the warm-ups that I have in my store. So here's something you could do. Use AI, your favorite AI, whether that's Claude, Gemini, or my favorite Chat GPT. Use one of those to create 5 to 6 problems on a single concept that you taught. Have it generate maybe some error analysis questions. That's really good for connecting those deeper thinkings. And you can have it rewrite word problems in real world or student interest themes. I would keep these in line with what you're actually going to what students are actually going to see on the final exam. So, if you know that your angle of elevation problem is going to be a lighthouse on the final exam, keep it something similar for the review and refresh. Don't make it completely out of left field. But do something like that. Use your favorite AI for that. You can also consider using any of the pre-made warm-ups from like my store or your favorite task cards, whatever you have already. Print 5 of them of the same concept. Bam, instant station, instant task cards. You could have it generate a quick QR code to check the answers. You could even add a reflection card or a creative bonus task, whatever you want. It's already done for you. It's in a PowerPoint format, so I'm gonna get 5. Each of them has 2 topics in it. So 5 and 5, that's 2 stations right there. Okay. Other activities that you could do for review stations, you could do like a solve and sort where they're going to solve certain equations, sort them by equation type. You could have a match the graph. So they've got to match the equation with the graph, or they have to match, the vertex with the graph or the domain with the graph, something like that. Error analysis, as I already mentioned, is a great one because it helps get students remembering, like, oh, that's actually how you solve this problem. This is what's wrong. You could also, again, as I said, create your own word problems with ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, whichever one is your favorite, like go-to Swiss Army knife. And I love the idea of a challenge station to kind of level up problems for your students, see if they can really push themselves. That's also a great way to just kind of get them ready for it next school year as well. Okay. So, other than review stations, I also really like the idea of having choice boards during this review time because everyone's got a review, but giving them some choice, some voice and control is really helpful to students to keep it student centered, student driven, but still structured for you. Okay. So, choice boards are fantastic again because they boost that student autonomy, whether they are working on, one task card that they want or something digital that they want. They've got the choice for that. This gives your students voice and control over what they're learning. This is really great for mixed ability classes and for flexibility in the last week. You can do activities that are print, digital, or a mixture of both. Okay. Some things that are ideas and ideal for choice board tasks. You could create real world problems and solve it so they could do it by themselves. You tell them the topic, they have to come up with a problem and solve it. Or you could use, of course, your favorite AI to help you with that. You could have students record a video explaining how to solve an equation. You could have students do a snorkel activity on one of the key concepts that you have covered this year. If you don't know what snorkel is, you have to check out the snorkel episode and why it is my favorite new AI tool to use with students. So I'll make sure to link that here in the show notes. You could have your students make a meme about a math mistake. That's so fun. It gets them creative. They're solving something. You could have them build their own Kahoot or Bookit to play as a review. Bonus, if it's good, you could use it next year for review during your actual time that you're teaching that unit. You could also have students solve like 5 warm-up problems and explain which one was the hardest, anything like that. Okay. So you can also use AI to help you with this. Ask ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, who I'm just going to call it Chat. Chat's my favorite. You can use your favorite, right? You can ask it to generate a week-long Algebra 1 choice board for you and tell it what topics you taught and what the key concepts were. You could ask it to, for example, create 3 multi-level tasks for one of those topics. If you know slope or systems was particularly challenging for your students, have it create 3 multi-level tasks. And on the choice boards, students can choose whether they're going to try it mild, medium, or spicy. That's a fun way to do it. And of course, you can always have it help you create some more real world prompts or scaffolding for open ended questions. So maybe you want all of them to approach an open ended question on graphing exponential functions or writing with exponential functions. And you can have a choice where it's got scaffolding or no scaffolding, depending on the student what they want to pick, right? It's their choice, hence is a choice board. Okay. So let's put this all together and think about what your review week might look like. Again, I need 3 class periods to review my 3 topics from this semester. If you've got a full year of topics, you might want to I don't know, that would take a long time, but you could do it too. Okay, you can. So if I'm going to put it together, if I were teaching on a 5-day week schedule, this is something that I would maybe consider doing. So Monday would be topic 1, review with stations. Okay. They're going to go, they're going to move around. They're going to have fun. They're going to review what the topic is. For me, that would be probability. Okay. Topic 2 on Tuesday, they're going to review that with stations or maybe a choice board. Okay. So topic 2 for me is exponential functions. Maybe I'm going to have them engage with some digital activities. Maybe they've got a snorkel on that. Wednesday, again, is going to be topic 3 and some time to keep working on the full review packet that they've got. At this point, we've refreshed topics 1, 2, and 3. So it's a great time for them to go sit back at their desks and work through their review, whether that's print or digital. They now should have enough remembrance to be successful starting through those problems. Thursday could be a choice board day where they're going to pick one of the topics to focus in on and create a review activity for. Friday, catch up Q&A day, getting you ready for finals the next week, okay? You could also make sure to keep that master review open all week so that students can pace themselves, ask questions, and feel supported throughout the week while they're engaging in different review and refresh activities. Okay, you guys. Whew. I want to make sure that you know that you do not need to reinvent review week. You do not need to spend your time reteaching each topic. You are going to curate a series of activities to help the students refresh themselves on these skills. You've taught it once, they've learned it once, they've demonstrated that mastery. They just need a refresh to be able to pull it back out fresh again for their final exam. Okay. So, using AI and a few strategic moves, you can help save time and reduce stress. I would love for you guys to go ahead and try one of these ideas this week. Go ahead and start pulling together what 3 things could you do for a stations review. Just sift through the materials you already have. I know you've bought a million things on TPT. Go sift through them, put 3 of them together. That's your refresh for one activity day. Okay. Go do that. Tag me on Instagram or in Facebook. Let me know what you did with that. It'd be so fun. And as we wrap this episode, make sure that if you've got topics that match up and you want some task cards, some quick and easy task cards to put into your stations, you grab them from my store to repurpose as these stations, and you can let AI take care of the rest of your review week. This is going to save you hours of prep time and a little bit of sanity that we still have remaining this time of the school year. All right, you guys, remember, you can do hard things. So keep breathing, keep your eye on the prize. And as always, until next time, keep it real.